Okay, listen, I can't help you if you don't hear me out. Move your feathers for a second and receive this audible information. Today, we're going to take a few seconds and become masters at something. We're going to do the ear study. So sit down, grab your stuff, and let's speedrun this. Take your artistic tool, gonna switch mine, make a slightly curved line. This is pretty much most of it. Now, just add the feathers and you will be pretty much good to go. What? Ducks don't have externally visible ears. Oh, you wanted human ears. Okay. This will not be a speed run. We're doing a proper study. Hello, everyone. It is a beautiful day, and I am stuck in here with you. You aren't the problem, though. It's this damn ear study. I have to be so honest about this. So, you guys have caught me in the middle of the drill. And I gotta tell you, this is the most boring study I have ever done. So I actually wasn't planning to do an ear study initially, but I thought about how easy it was for me to get it wrong and how many times I actually did get it wrong. We're not talking about anything specific. No specific situations that I might have found myself in. No, not at all. That in itself was enough of a reason for me to do this. If I got it wrong, someone else has had to as well. Looking at the outer ear anatomy has me, mind blown pretty much right now. There's like 12 different things that are a part of this. You guys don't have to see this, but don't worry. We'll start from the beginning for the study for you on screen. If you didn't know by now, I don't like studying anatomy for this very reason. It's too much. I don't care what all these things are called. I just want to draw it right. The thing that makes this a bit complicated is the fact that we have to be able to represent the ear accurately at all different angles. How's that different from eyes, lips, and noses? You tell me. From this angle, both ears are visible, but not fully. Now at a 3/4 turn, only one is visible, and it requires more detail due to the internal surface area being, more visible. You cannot truthfully tell me that these two depictions require the same level of work. This is before we get into all the subtle variations like lighting, ethnic influence, or unique personal features. Yeah, so let's get into the study. Oh, and if you guys are wondering what's going on real time while I speak over this and just tell you about the study all the way up until now, I am working on the drill and dreading every second of it. But you guys will catch up back with me. You can't see the reference, but it's there, I promise. This is not coming from my mental library yet. See, my issue with ears is I tend to forget them. I'm being serious when I say that. I actually get intimidated, decide I'll come back to it later, then realize I'm 4 hours into rendering and this person has no ears. And it's not like I'm joking about that, because it just happened. I'm gonna blame it on being a duck. Speaking of which, we're starting this off with a side note. This goes back to being a brand new baby artist. Remember drawing something you thought was great and putting the subject's hands behind their backs so you didn't have to draw them? I do. And if you don't, I think you're a liar, because we all did it. You ain't gonna be able to prove it no way, so I don't know what you mad for. My point is, we hide things that we're uncomfortable with. Anytime you drew an eye and decided to give your subject emo bangs or give them an unplanned hat or place an object, to obscure something that was originally planned to be showcased, you were probably hiding from something that you just weren't comfortable with. It's okay. You can't be comfortable with everything, just day one. That's exactly why these studies are a thing in the first place. I do these to minimize how uncomfortable with these aspects I am. If you find yourself hiding things in your piece, you may have a perfect roadmap pretty much within your own artwork to use to figure that out. I love the Chill Light project for this very reason. Showing me everything I did wrong only helped me build a curriculum for the future. Back to the study. I think a big thing I realized after I was a good distance into the study was that the weight that the accessories had on ears was super important. This is part of like the diversity of the design. Don't just draw regular ears, start experimenting. Give them piercings, jewelry, everything. Don't stay in that basic zone of simple design. There's nothing wrong with that until that's every design you draw. When doing a study like this, you have to take into account not only the basic study of the diversity of the ears, but what accessories are going to do to them as well. Look for references that give you some insight into that. Later, when you're doing some character design and you want to give the character a bit of uniqueness, this will be a great step in that direction. I can promise you, if someone did a solid design for like punk rockers and royals, there will absolutely be differences in their earrings. Small details matter. Also, I know we touched on subsurface scattering before this, but this is probably a good time to talk about the differences in how certain parts of the body handle that. Like I said before, in the nose study, subsurface scattering is represented by a slight red hue on the skin due to the skin's translucency and the reflection of the blood beneath the surface. That, however, can differ depending on the thickness of the specific locations on that body. Put a light over your hand in the dark and you'll see the red reflection as it bounces through. If you look in the mirror and shine a light through part of your ear, the red may be less concentrated, and this is because there's less blood for the light to bounce through. Once you make your way into light studies, understanding things like this will be crucial. Lighting half the face in a portrait study with the light source being just at the right angle could really showcase your understanding of how these things interact with each other. On the closing of that note, get creative with your observation skills. Finding study material and reference photos online is definitely a way to go, but you run the risk of observing AI photos, which could carry inconsistencies. Sam has a video on this point that I recommend watching if you haven't seen it. So, if you want to study something, but don't want to risk running into AI to capture accurate details, what do? Simple. At this point, most people always have a camera with them. Use your own photos as reference. Imagine being outside during golden hour and holding your hand up to the sun. Pull out your phone, snap a photo, and what do you have? A lighting and hand study, maybe even a memory to go with it. It doesn't have to be the best photo in the world. You don't have to be this amazing photographer. It just has to be clear and accurate. I honestly do this with all types of things. Sometimes I just can't help it. I see something that I know would be a fun thing to draw or gives a beautiful piece of inspiration, and I decide to take a quick picture. I do have to warn you that if you do this, you might change your world into one of two realities. You either follow through with all of these photos and have an unending amount of art to produce, or you end up taking a bunch of photos that your friends don't understand when you're trying to reshow them a meme that you saved in real time. Either way, you might want to up your storage somehow. At this point, we should be most of the way through this, which means that we're in our final step. Time for the drill. I think it's fair to say that this is going to be a regular enough step through the study process where I eventually won't have to explain it. We're not there yet, so if you're new here, here's the breakdown. Like always, it's a minimum of 12 full renderings of our study subject. No references, no looking back at previous studies, just full rendering straight from the mental library. During this, I wanted to actually showcase all of the different things that I learned about, including the subsurface scattering. Shiny earrings, differing skin colors, all of it. And that brings us to here. Welcome back. So, starting the drill, of course, I was like, yeah, let's do this. And I sketched out, I sketched out as many as I thought I should. What is this? 16? At least we hit the 12 minimum. As long as I continue to do this. So, as I said before, guys, this is the most boring drill I've ever done. It sucks. Maybe I've done one more boring. I don't know. Right now, it's the most boring drill I've ever done. It's chaotic. So, the reason that this is boring is because eyes, lips, even noses all accentuate the overall expression. Like, you can get more out of what that single piece of the face gives you. Ears do not do that. like an ear is just an ear, man. There's nothing else to do to it. There's no other way to change it. All right, guys. That was too much, but yeah, to really give you guys a little bit more insight on how this is going. So I tried to just play around with a little bit of subsurface scattering. I have footage of me doing the ear study in a couple different places because it's been that boring. And I've completely ignored certain aspects of doing this study because other things were much more fun. I think I'm getting an Amazon delivery right now. So many things are tempting me to walk away from this. But we are on camera, so we're doing this. We're getting this done. If you guys ever decide to take up an ear study, I'm gonna let you know right now, this is so boring. It is super boring. I don't ever want to do this again. And Sam did like the hand study and stuff, and he said that was like terrible. I couldn't imagine with the lack of like differences and diversity that's here for the ears. I couldn't imagine like anything being more boring than this. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we're gonna continue with all the different principles of, you know, the study that we've learned. And I guess I'm just gonna talk you guys through how I'm trying to grin and bear this. Hopefully this helps me buckle down and make my way through the rest of this. But this is the first time we're doing a live view of the drill. Hope you guys are enjoying. I put myself through such torture. The only reason I'm doing this study is because I forgot the ears in Gleam. And let's be serious, I need those ears. I needed them to be there. I made a huge mistake, and yeah, I corrected it before anyone knew. Hell, if I would have cut it out of the video, you guys would have never seen it. And I never would have had to explain any of this. But that's not who I am as an artist. I make these mistakes in order to, well, I don't make any of the mistakes on purpose. I actually make them all on accident, and then I learn from them, and I decide that I need to share them with the rest of the world. Because if I can share some of my mistakes with people who decide to watch my videos, you guys get to learn. We are adding a little bit of lighting here. We're not even, I'm gonna be so honest with you, we're not even trying too hard at this point to lean too heavily into the diversity. I'm gonna give, like, the sketches have given enough diversity as it is, and the different skin tones are going to help that. That's about all we got. I'm not going to try the subsurface scattering thing on the ear anymore. I think it's not really working out well here. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a band of light going over the ear. Yeah, it looks like trash and it's garbage. I get it. It's fine. There's a reason why I didn't try it any other place. It's because we're not seeing the whole head, and I don't have the skill to just put a little bit of subsurface scattering on an ear tip like I thought I would. So yeah, we can't all be perfect. We can't all be art gods yet. I actually decided to speak to you guys during this video because of how boring this is. It's just a way for me to force myself through it. At this point, I'm actually going to, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna rush my way straight through this thing and not care. What you gonna tell me? It's my video. Looks like we're doing pretty good so far, so we're going to get in here and blend a little bit. And that is that ear. That is not the right brush. Don't ask me why I have that brush. I'm not going to explain it. You'll find out in a different video, I guess. So there are subtle things that I do like about this, right? There are the little, like, the light pieces, like when you're adding in shadow, how you can accentuate just little things, like how these two pieces are fully separated. Just draw a little bit more, not really fully separated, but like there's a separation here, a little lump. That's stuff that I like to do when it comes to ears or other things. I'm trying my best to find joy in this. You guys know this is a grind it out kind of situation, okay? You just don't have a choice. You gotta grind it out. You gotta make it work. But yeah, I'm looking for any and every reason to find joy in pieces of this. So when I do the drill, or actually when I do any of these studies, I will say one of my most favorite things to do is to erase around these. A lot of times I'm just throwing colors on here, but the second you erase around it, it looks so clean cut. Erasing around it shows like the differentiation and everything, and it lets all the little details kind of scream out. I have to do 5 more of these on camera. Thanks. Do me a favor and speed over most of this while we're working through this in editing, please, because this is serious grind moment, and I'm not speaking much. I'm just in here. Normally I listen to like a podcast or something like that, and during these I can't do that because all of my electronics are being used in order to record this. So it's spring. Are allergies like beating the absolute dog shit out of anyone else? Go watch that. Couldn't have been better advertising myself. How did I do that? Throw in this outline. You guys have no idea how ready I am to be done with this study. I'm getting ice cream after this. I deserve it. You guys know I'm over it because like I'm not even blending anymore. I'm just painting everything in it. Like blending is one of my most favorite parts of this, and I'm not even blending anymore. I'm just painting it all in because no. I hardly ever use this. The little double tap. Yeah, I hardly ever use that. I actually forget that it's a thing in Procreate. If it sounds like I'm bouncing from side to side with the audio, it's because I'm literally trying to look around this mic and speak to you guys at the same time. Brother, this is a marathon. Things I do for you guys. And there's only a few of you. But you know what? They're the few I care about. And if you vote for Sofa... Nah, let's not do that. You know, this is the skin tone that I should have tried to showcase subsurface scattering with. That would have been much easier. Am I going to try and do it now? No, I'm done with this study. I hate it. We're moving on. Yes, the earrings are much more entertaining than the actual ear study. Okay, let's talk our way through this last one for the most part. So, did I just kick the camera? Of course I probably did. Whatever. So, as always, we're doing the shadow. We're getting that in there. We're going to shade over the bottoms of these just a little bit. Make our life a little easier next time. Put a little bit in there. And then a little bit right here. That might be too much. Hint of red in there, showcase that there is blood. Subject is human. Or at least red-blooded. Line this thing up. You know, I thought I messed that up, but a little extra separation in there, it actually looks fine. It's not what I intended to do. I accidentally put an extra line there, but the way it turned out was fine. It's okay. Everyone, we are done. Ugh. That's terrible, actually. I'm fixing that last line. Good enough. Ugh. Jeez. Okay. We are finally done with the drill for the ear study. And again, all the things I learned, ears are so boring to draw. Don't forget them, otherwise you will be forced to punish yourself by doing something like this. Or you could just like not do it, you know? There we go, guys. Like I said, this was extremely grueling and annoying to do. After the first page, and after I got probably towards the end of the initial sketch or the initial studies of the ears, I was pretty much done. And the second I started the drill, I knew for a fact that I was gonna hate every bit of what was coming after this. We committed to it, we did it. I'm so glad that this is over. There are so many other projects that I am excited for. So I'll be moving on to those. Yes, we will be adding to our little portrait, don't worry. I will do that later because I don't feel like doing it now. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me torture myself over months of trying to get this done. If you decided to do an ear study along with me, I have no idea why you would do that to yourself. You're probably a fan of the Souls games. Either way, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you soon.